Welcome to the Mindset Model, where identity meets destiny, where mindset becomes magic, and the version of you've only dreamed of, well, it's already within you. This is your portal to expansion, your permission to be seen, to take up space, to step fully into your truth. I'm Sarah Davis, and this is the Mindset Model. Welcome home. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mindset Model podcast. In today's episode, I am so excited because this is the question that changed my bloody life. Is manifestation real? So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing my knowledge on manifestation, what I have learned to be true, and how to use this superpower. And it's one of my absolute favourite topics, and it's why I created my beautiful brand, The Mindset Model, because I realised something was missing from the manifestation teachings out there, and it's something I'm going to be sharing with you today. So, is manifestation real? Yes, yes, yes. It is real. Whether you believe it or not, this is happening 24/7. Like any other force on the planet, like gravity, for example, you cannot see it. You cannot turn it on and off, but it is there. Now, manifestation, it does feel like a bit of a gimmick. I know it's a bit of a buzzword nowadays, people going around doing their hashtag manifest. And it does seem like a concept which is very out of reach for normal people. But the truth is, anyone, any human can learn how to manifest what they truly want and desire. So what even is manifestation? So this is when a thought or vision or idea that you have in your mind actually becomes your reality. It becomes real. It's when thoughts become things. And it is a very simple concept, but it has been made very difficult for people to master for various reasons. Control being one of them. Now, can you just imagine all of the humans on planet Earth? They have mastered the ability to manifest everything they want. This means there would be no control or power over others. I'll let that just sit with you for a minute. So again, another reason we are on this planet to have a human experience. We're here to learn lessons. So, maybe we do need to face a few life challenges before we get the cheat codes to manifestation. But it has been scientifically proven. There is evidence. I have personally read declassified CIA documents. I have witnessed it myself. I have seen things and experienced things I cannot explain. But the question I get so much is, if manifestation is real, if this concept is real, why can't I manifest the things that I want? Why is life so fucking shit all the time? Why can other people be rich and have the things that they want and I can't have those things? I totally get it. I totally get this frustration because I was that person. I felt like my life was falling apart. I felt like other people had their shit together. Their lives looked amazing. They were obviously just really lucky. And I also noticed as well that a lot of people around me were starting to learn about manifestation, and they were trying out the techniques that you would see online, such as, the good old affirmations, the vision boards, the visualizations, the however many steps to manifest your dream life, all that goodness. But they weren't getting very far and getting very, very frustrated. And it's like, what the hell are we missing? What are we doing wrong? And that is when I realised the missing piece was self-image and confidence. And bear with me a second, because you're probably like, what the fuck does this have to do with it? Because If you do not believe in yourself and you feel like you are not worthy, you will not be able to manifest the things that you genuinely want and desire. It is an integral part of manifestation. Belief. This is an integral part of manifestation. If you believe in yourself that you are worthy of those things, if you have the confidence in yourself, you can have those things. But the problem is, it's something like 80% of people do not think they are good enough, or they're not very aware that they don't believe that, they don't believe in that. So they doubt themselves. They think that other people are better. And that is the issue that we have here. When it comes to manifestation, the reason why you are not getting the things you want is because you do not feel good enough, or you do not have the belief in your subconscious mind that you can achieve the things. And this is not your fault. This is nothing to beat yourself up about or be frustrated about, but you do need to be aware, you need to be accountable and make those changes. So when we were born with two fears, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. But we also learnt other things along the way, such as where the hell did this mindset come from of not being good enough? Or I can't have that. This comes from the environment you were brought up in. It's with who we spend our time with, our peers, society, our parents, our friends. We take on everyone else's beliefs. And if you look back at your life and think about your upbringing, what it was like, it will start to make sense why you have such a lack of confidence and belief in yourself. Every single day, we are bombarded with fear, doom, and gloom. We are very much controlled, and these beliefs are all stored in our subconscious mind. And this part of our minds actually controls a humongous 95% of our habits and behaviours, and we're not even aware of this most of the time. So simply put, we cannot manifest the things we want because we are programmed to manifest the things we don't want. Bills going up, infertility, war, poverty, lack of self-esteem. You need to weigh a certain amount to be worthy, or you need to look a certain way to be worthy. You need to go to university or you won't get a job. The list goes on. Can you see the pattern here? Become aware. Because not everything is as it seems. But my loves, the fabulous news is we can change this programming. We can change these beliefs and we can manifest our best lives. So going back to the confidence and self-image, this is what my brand is all about, confidence and self-image. It's what I believe on a core level, soul level, purpose level. I'm just obsessed. Now, confidence is your belief in yourself and your abilities. It is an energy, it's a state of being. If you can just imagine now, think of someone you know who is confident. They just ooze that confidence. They have a sort of presence that you can't even really explain or put into words. But these people get the things that they want. And then you have self-image. This is the way you see yourself. And the way that you see yourself is then how everyone else sees you. Now, confidence is key, and it really is the key to unlocking manifestation. So say, for example, you've got your vision board or your wish list or your manifesting list at the moment. You might have things on there to become a millionaire, a billionaire, or owning your own business, whatever it is. But you have to be honest with yourself. Do you actually have the confidence to have those things? Do you have the confidence to be a millionaire? It seems like a fucking stupid question. Duh, yes, I have the confidence to have all this money and going on the yachts on the holidays. But think about it. Because with money or owning your own business becomes responsibility, investing in the right places, a belief in yourself that you actually deserve this money. Because most people won't even invest in themselves because of conditioning, because of beliefs, because of programming. How many times have you said no to something that you want, a little treat or something, because you feel like you don't deserve it? You have to earn it first. Just a little something for you to think about. That is where confidence comes in. So to build your confidence and to build your self-image, you need to take action every day. The more action you take, the more this rewires and changes the beliefs that you have in your mind. So, for example, when I wanted to start up my own business, I took little action steps that built my confidence. I came up with a name which I loved. I started networking. I researched. I reached out to people. I surrounded myself with confident people who had inspiring businesses. I registered my business. I set up an Instagram page. I act like a CEO. Every step that I took made me more and more confident, more and more magnetic. The more you show up for yourself, the more magnetic you become. This is something that's built over time, and this is what I teach in my signature program, the Mindset Model Method. And it is my step-by-step on how I created my dream life. Now, I teach from lived experience. Yes, I've studied manifestation for over 10 years now, but I've also lived it. I have had the experiences. And here is a little story for you, my love. So, when I first met my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. We lived in a lovely little flat together. It was perfect for that time in our lives because it was right in the town. We were young, we could go to the pub, we could walk everywhere, go to the, go get some food, all of those things. It was just what we needed at that time. But we only planned to stay there for a year. Then we wanted to get onto the property ladder and, all of those things. But then I had my accident. And this is when I literally lost everything. Everything I had was gone. My health, so I was bedbound, I was in pain, I had anxiety, depression, I had no money, no career, no prospects. And because I was in this situation, my mindset started to change for the worst. So I started to believe what the doctors were saying, all the negative things. I started to create stories in my mind that I would never get better, that we would never be able to buy a house, we would never be able to go travelling to the places. I created a belief and I chose to believe that my life was ruined. And then, because that was my belief, I started to manifest the things that I did not want. So everything went tits up. Everything went so wrong. And I had the worst time ever. And, the flat that we once enjoyed turned into a prison. And you cannot even make this shit up. Like, it was as if overnight it went from this really fun, quirky place to live to literally hell. So we had these awful neighbours that moved in above us. And I cannot even describe this to you, but it was like they were wearing concrete trainers. They would be smashing on the ceiling all day, all night, every hour. We could not sleep. We could not rest because I was bedbound as well. I couldn't leave the flat. I had to listen to this all day and all night. It was literally like torture. We had some unsavoury characters that used to lurk in the hallway, obviously up to no good. Things like our walls started to get mouldy, there was like damp, and I was like, what the actual fuck is this? How did I even get here? What have you ever had a moment like that when you're like, can this even get any worse? So that is when I started looking into mindset and manifestation. I was desperate. I was like, look, whatever you've got, I'm listening, I'm reading it, because it cannot get any worse than this. And then I started doing the things. So taking the action, and things like the landlady said that we could paint the walls because they were going a bit mouldy, and I remember saying, oh, I want a purple wall like the Cadbury's chocolate, because that brought me joy. And it did, something really simple, but I just loved that purple wall. Really random. I bought this giant map, and I put it on the wall. And I put little stickers on the places that I wanted to visit, like the jungle, the Maldives, like all of these lovely places. I drew a picture of our dream house. Oh, it was lovely. I just pictured this house in the countryside with big windows, a beautiful garden. There was no fuckers like banging around making noise. We could literally just hear the birds singing. And the thing is, at that time in my life, there was no way in hell I could have those things, because I had no money. I had no way of going back to work. I just didn't have any of the things. But what I did have, the only thing that I had, was my mindset, my faith, and my belief. So I started to change my beliefs. I started to rewire my mindset, and I built my confidence and self-image every single day. So fast forward to today. We made the impossible possible. The amount of miracles that have happened. We are living in the house that I drew a picture of and I imagined right now. I'm recording in it right now. It's stunning. It's beyond anything I could have ever imagined. We have been to the jungle. Last year, I was bathing baby elephants. I was giving them a mud bath. We went to the Maldives on one of those beautiful houses on stilts, floating in the Maldives. Unbelievable, unforgettable. I'm acting, I'm modelling. For somebody who was riddled with anxiety and depression, that somebody is now posing like a queen in front of the camera, getting on stages. This is not a coincidence. This is manifestation. It is the power of the mind. This is what the mindset model is all about. This is a framework, a belief, and a way of living. And I am here, my loves, to help you believe in yourself again, to build that magnetic confidence, to build that magnetic self-image, because manifestation is real and you get to harness this power. If this episode resonates with you, please check out my website, www.themindsetmodel.co.uk. I have over a decade of mindset mastery. Check out my free course on there, which is your self-image course. This is available also to watch on YouTube. And also check out the Mindset Model Method. This is my signature program. It's flexible, it's bite-sized. It is only £88.80. This knowledge is priceless, but it's worth over £1,000. It's a bloody bargain. My intention is to help as many people as possible, which is why I've put this at such an affordable price. So if you know anyone that could do with a bit of a life transformation, send them this episode. Until next time, my loves, manifest your best life.